Welcome to the Cryptosphere. This is Cryptogenic coming at you. Today is Thursday, March 10th at about 8 p.m. here in Northern California. Joy, say hi. Say hi, Joy. She's a little bit shy right now, but she's with me again. I think she's going to join me for my videos for the foreseeable future. Otherwise, she's just going to be outside in the living room barking her head off. In today's video, I want to talk just a little bit about what's going on in the market, but I want to show you something. So last night, as we all know, Biden signs his executive order, right? And that executive order on crypto had a massive impact on the market, right? Look at this headline here from CNBC. Bitcoin drops below 40,000, almost wiping out gains from Biden's crypto executive order. So this article says that because Biden dropped that executive order, Bitcoin drops below 40,000. This one says Bitcoin price surge on Biden's crypto executive order. Right? Cryptocurrency advocates celebrate. Right? So which was it? Did it surge? Wait, what did the executive order do? Did it cause Bitcoin to surge or did it cause Bitcoin to plummet? And the fact of the matter is it did nothing. Absolutely nothing. It was nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, oops, I'm in the wrong thing here. Now, I told you this in my video yesterday that we were looking at let's go back to the weekly chart. I was on the daily chart. I told you this yesterday that we could come all the way back down and retest $38,000, this line here, just like we did the week before. And that's exactly what we did. We've just come back down. What we're looking at is massive indecision in the market. Just as there's massive indecision in the media, there's massive indecision in the market. Just as the media doesn't know. This is why I focus on the charts, not the news, because if you're trying to figure out the effect of this event or that effect or that event, you're going to be constantly confused. But the chart is just as clear to me as ever. And what I see here in the chart, unfortunately, is two consecutive shooting stars. Well, they're not exactly shooting stars because they're not at the top of a move. This was a shooting star. But needless to say, these candles, I guess you could call them inverted hammers. They're supposed to represent trend reversal. So the question is, are we going back into a bearish pattern? And the answer is that's definitely possible. But if that happens, what are we seeing? So on the daily chart, here's why I don't think it's very probable. All right, number one, we're making higher lows on the daily. So you see that? From this low to that low to this low, we're honoring this trend line here, and we're making higher lows. And so when you're making higher lows, that's bullish. That's a bullish trend. It's trending upward. All right. We're making somewhat of a wedge here depending on how we see this. It's probably best to just use this line here. And we're making higher lows in the price. But secondly, on the daily, we're making higher lows in the RSI as well. So it'd be one thing if we were breaking beneath these levels in the price or in the RSI, but we're not. The price is strong. The RSI is strong. Got another wedge here. See what this looks like. Could probably do something like that. Yeah. So the price is strong. The RSI is strong. It's a bullish trend. So doesn't look like reversal to me. This was definitely reversal. This hammer candle right here was definitely trend reversal. It meant that this bearish trend was over and it was reversing. We're not seeing that kind of a candle on the daily. We're simply seeing on the weekly, we're seeing massive indecision in the market. Now, back to Biden's executive order. What's in it? Here's what's in Biden's executive order. It's actually nothing. All it is a call for the government to examine the risks and benefits of cryptocurrencies. That's all it is, right? And Yellen, the Janet Yellen's leaked memo called it a historic release. There's nothing historic about it. All it does, it calls on federal agencies to take a unified approach to regulation and oversight of digital assets. That's it. So it has not affected the market. I mean, one news report says the market's up because of what Biden says, and the next news report says the market's down because of what Biden says. Which is it? That's why I don't do technical analysis with a newspaper. I look at the chart. I try to be news neutral, and especially the news. I mean, I get more of my news from YouTube. There's YouTubers that I watch to find out what's actually going on. I don't turn to CNBC or MSNBC or any of these news outlets, because these were the same guys that were saying Bitcoin's a buy when it was up here at 65 up here. That's when they were all crying, every portfolio needs some Bitcoin. And they were the same ones when it was down here below 5,000, down at $3,900, who were saying Bitcoin is dead. So, I don't listen to those guys because it's all politics. All right. Now, I want to look at the VRA chart today. I haven't looked at VRA in a minute. And actually, this is pretty hopeful. So if you look at this, it made its low on July 19th. So if we take a look at the movements here, we dropped 86%, which is a healthy pullback for a crypto asset, but then we exploded 1,000%. Are you seeing this? The bottom here, July 2021, was 0.7 cents, and then it goes up to 8 cents. So I don't know of any other asset that has 10x'd since last July. All right. That's pretty strong. But we've pulled back another 82%. So my theory is that this is the bottom. This is my perspective. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It's my perspective. And my perspective is that we've hit the bottom. And the cool thing is that this bottom and that bottom are higher lows. Okay? However, if we look at the RSI, let's get rid of some of this confusion here because I got too much going on here, just so you can see what's going on. In the same time period that we're making a higher low here, we're making lower lows here in the RSI. Okay? So what does that mean? Well, let's look at our divergence chart. All right, can you see this? So when you're making higher lows in the price, but lower lows in the RSI, that's called hidden bullish divergence. Here we're making higher lows in the price, lower lows in the RSI. That is hidden bullish divergence. So the question is, where's the next wave going? And the next possible wave for VRA could take us up to $1.16. Wouldn't that be phenomenal? That's crazy. That's the possibility, not necessarily the probability. I think the probability would probably be somewhere closer to the top of this trend line, which still would be epic if you think about it. 14 cents would be epic. That'd be 700% or more. What are we looking at here? From where we are now, 600%. So I see a potential 600%, and then my next targets would be 48 cents and then $1.16. So conservative target, 14 cents. Outlandish target, $1 $1.16. That's VRA. Also, we've begun to make a higher low here in the RSI, which indicates that the hidden bullish divergence is beginning to play out. So that's very, very hopeful. All right, DGB. I'm just going to start over here because too much going on this chart. Let's just take a look and see what happened here. And what's basically happened here, I like to just kind of look at the movements. This was a movement, 2,300%, almost 2,400%. This was a movement, 69% drop. That's it. Yep, almost 70% drop. We had another movement here, 1,400%. And now this one, the bottom of it so far, well, I think that's probably the bottom, is 91%. So Digibyte tumbled by 91%. That's pretty significant, almost 92%. That is quite a significant tumble for Digibyte. Digibyte got pounded harder than almost every other currency out there. Okay? So, what are we looking at here? What does this mean? Where are we going? Let's see if we can figure this out. All right, first thing is, this is a very steep decline. We're going to need to break above this. Right now, we're in a very aggressive falling wedge. All right. The problem with falling wedges is it's really hard to chart the bottom, but let's see if we can find some historic lines of support. And lo and behold, we are at one right now. Look at that. So let's see if this support will hold. We could call it a range, actually. So let's see if we'll hold. Let's see if we can bounce from here and find some upward momentum, because this is just depressing. If you've been disappointed with DGB, just drop a comment in the chat and say, I've been disappointed with DGB, because I've been disappointed with DGB. What's going on, DGB? What do you need, DGB? Really, was expecting something here. I mean, it was doing so well. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, we just looked at this, but I mean, look at this. This is an asset that's got some fire in it. Whoa, what happened? I did that wrong. Look at that. That's 11,000% to that top. 11,000% in 413 days. I mean, if we just make it back to the all-time high from where we are now, that's 798%. So let's just see DGB make it back to the all-time high. Please, DGB, turn around. Let's just pray that this line of support, this support zone here, holds. And if the support zone here holds, one thing I can see that's rather hopeful. Remember that this is a weekly chart, so that means each one of these candles is a week. So this whole movement here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks long. Okay, so you got to imagine we're looking at 2 months. We've made a higher low there. Look at that. We've made a higher low in the price while simultaneously a lower low in the RSI. Boom. Hidden bullish divergence. Look at that. Let's go. So let's just see. DGB needs to continue to honor this trend line. I'm going to make it a little thicker so we don't forget it. DGB, you need to honor that trend line and you need to bounce up out of here. And you need to at least make your way back to the all-time high. But if we can break above that, where are we going? well, honestly, if we could break bullish, even if we could just break bullish above this trend here, that would give me an ultimate target of about 10x from the break. And 10x from the break, let's say 907. Let's be more precise. Would be about 31 cents. So just kind of charting the candle patterns, that's what I would reach for. But if you want to see an outlandish target, we should just take the fractal and take a look at what the fractal did and see what this would look like if we get this kind of a move. Let's say that's the bottom. Well, my friends, that takes us up to a potential 66 cents, which instead of 900% would be 20x. So these are the possibilities for DGB. Now, I want to give a shout out to my Patreon community. I want to say to everyone in my Patreon community and everyone thinking about joining, the cryptogenic portfolio with all of the take profit levels, when this market gets going, when it finally breaks out, I'm going to reconfigure the take profit levels. I'm going to be watching the RSI. So it's all going to be based on what the RSI does. Now, I want to look at Solana because this is a perfect example. I had several friends reach out to me and say, Solana, and it was over here. It was already up above $200. And one of my buddies was like, do you think it'll break beneath 200? Because if it breaks beneath 200, even $1, I'm going to buy it under $200. And I said, I looked at the chart and it was over here. And I saw that we'd been seeing bearish divergence that went back to April. And we were over here in November. And I said the sweet spot for me would be $85. That's where I would buy Solana, not above $85. And the reason is, a healthy pull, well, number one, the reason is I was expecting $300 to be the top. So when I charted this several months ago before it broke out, and my top target for it was $301. So from $301, now I'm anticipating a pullback that's a minimum 60% and a maximum of about 80%. So that sweet spot between 60% and 80%, and I put my sweet spot target for Solana right smack dab in the middle of that pullback area. Oops. Sorry about that. Right at about the 70% line. So I was expecting it to touch 301 and then pull back about 70%, and then it becomes buyable. So this is the name of the game. This is how it works. Stuff breaks out, and then it starts registering bearish divergence, and you see that the energy is leaving the wine. You see that the momentum is dying, and you realize you're not going to get another one of these in this run. And then the second one is smaller. Look at this. The first one takes you up 6,000%, but then the second one only takes you up 1,300%. So we're getting diminishing returns. Why? Because the momentum is decreasing. You're not going to get another 6,000% run, right? And so people were saying, what, you don't believe in Solana? No, it has to pull back just like any other healthy asset. People were saying, well, it's because of the news, blah, 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 and this happened. No, the bearish divergence went all the way back to April 19th. So by the time we got here, that was our second lower high since April 19th. First lower high was August 30th. Second lower high was November 1st. So by the time we got here, it was clear this was our second lower high. We're not going further than 301. That's what I projected, that 301 was best case scenario. We didn't even make it that high. We got to 261, and then it flattened, and then it pulled back. So I'm showing you this chart because I'm showing you this is my strategy. This is what I'm going to be doing. When the market gets going again and everything takes off again, I'm going to be watching the RSI. So let's say on the THETA chart, taking a look at THETA token here, let's just look at the RSI. Let's say all of a sudden the market takes off and, what's going on here? And the RSI starts to do this, right? And it touches this line, let's say, or breaks through it. And then all of a sudden it comes down and makes a lower high. That's when it's going to catch my attention. When it tops out and makes a lower high. And then when it makes a second lower high, and we can see a clear bearishness, really, lower highs, bearishness. And it's probably going to be bearish divergence again, where in the price, we may still be going higher at that time. And that's what will confuse everybody. The price is still going up, but the RSI is going down. Price is going up here. RSI is going down here. That's when I'm going to say, we're going to start setting stop losses. And here is my new targets, basically, and my new take profit levels based on what the RSI is doing. So I say that to say that all of my take profit levels in the cryptogenic portfolio are subject to change when the market gets moving. I mean, for instance, if we're still making a higher high in the RSI and we've already hit our third take profit level, I'm probably going to set a fourth or maybe even a fifth take profit level. So, this is we're going to evaluate this as we go, but there's a lot of room. Same thing for XRP. And XRP, the cool thing about XRP is, look how bullish this RSI is. I mean, we're just making higher lows, even as we're making higher lows. I mean, we're hitting this line of resistance here, but once we break above that, we get a little bit of volume. XRP is going to break bullish out of here. It's actually looking really stable, really strong right now. All right, folks, that's all I got for you today. I'm talking your ear off here, but the big thing I wanted to say to you today is Biden's executive order is just it's nothing. Nothing came out of it. It didn't do anything to the market. It didn't do anything to Bitcoin, to the Bitcoin chart. We're still making a higher low here. As long as that's the case, everything's fine. Yeah. So, reminder, this is not financial advice. Thank you so much for watching. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you will. But above all, make it your aim to sleep in peace every night, wake in joy every morning, and walk in love every day. This is Cryptogenic, signing out.